Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today on Man with a Pan, we're going to be making Piri Piri chicken. So this is my take on a Nando's Piri Piri. These are the ingredients that we're going to need to make the marinade today. We're going to need black pepper, salt, garlic granules, onion salt, ground coriander, turmeric, ground cumin, ground ginger, a whole lemon, some of these tiny red chilies. Now these are bird's eye chilies. The general rule with chilies is the smaller the chili, the hotter they are. So you decide how many of these you want in your marinade. Me personally, I'm going to put 5 in, and I imagine that's going to make it pretty fiery. So to start the base of our marinade, what we're going to do first of all is get our lemon and roll it around and give it a really good squeeze. Now the reason we do this is when it comes to cutting open the lemon, it means it's going to release a lot more of its juices. So if we take the lemon, simply cut the lemon in half, and I think we'll just use half the lemon for this marinade. And that forms the base of our marinade, so get as much of that juice out of that lemon as we can. And once we've done that, we'll move on to adding the herbs and the spices. When I'm making this marinade, I don't try and use exact measurements, but for the purpose of this, we'll start with the turmeric, and we'll put about 1 teaspoon of turmeric into the marinade. Next we'll go in with the ground cumin, slightly less ground cumin, just a pinch. Cumin can be quite a strong spice, so we don't want too much of that in. Now for the garlic granules, again, just a pinch, no more than that. And then the onion salt, same again. Ground coriander goes in next. Half a teaspoon of ground coriander. Ground ginger, again, just a pinch. And now for the seasoning. So, plenty of salt, plenty of black pepper, and now we're ready to add the bird's eye chilies. It's for you to decide how hot, how spicy you want your piri piri chicken. So the more chili, the spicier it will be. Like with most chilies, the heat is in the seeds. So if you want your grilled chicken to be extra spicy, by all means, leave the seeds in. If you like it a little bit more mild, make sure you take those seeds out. So we want to try and cut these chilies as finely as we can. After you've finished chopping the bird's eye chilies, always remember to wash your hands afterwards. The last thing you want to do is be rubbing this stuff in your eyes. So now we simply need to add the chopped chilies into the rest of the marinade that we made earlier. So guys, here's all our ingredients that we've added to the bowl for our marinade. Now it's just a simple case of mixing them together. Now what you might find is that instead of a marinade, the ingredients might form a paste. So what we're going to do in that instance, now we don't want the marinade to be too loose, but at the same time we don't want it to be a paste. So what we're going to do, just to loosen this up a little bit, is add some either rapeseed oil, or you can add sunflower oil. Okay, so I've just added some rapeseed oil into the marinade now, and you can see that it's nicely loosened up. It's turned a great colour. all those spices, but you can also see the red chilies in there as well. That's really going to add that heat to our Piri Piri grilled chicken. That, guys, is our marinade. Next we'll move on to preparing the chicken, ready to go in the marinade. So the first cut of chicken that we're going to be preparing first to go in a marinade are chicken wings. Now there are two ways of preparing our chicken wing. We can leave them as they are like this, just with the tip of the wing removed, or we can separate the drumlet from the rest of the wing, and that's what we're going to do today. So the simplest way of preparing our wing like this is to take a sharp knife and simply cut down the middle of the wing. Now the wing has a joint here and it's got a little knuckle, and if you can cut in between that knuckle, then you don't really have to cut through any bone, and it's really easy to prepare. So simply go through there, through the knuckle and straight through, and then we're left with this part of the wing and also the drumlet. So guys, as you can see, I've now prepared the wings. I'm going to add them to the marinade. So let's go ahead and add these wings to the marinade. Now again, guys, bear in mind, if you want your marinade a little bit looser, just simply add a little bit of rapeseed oil or vegetable oil, and that will help emulsify the marinade. So let's go ahead and mix the marinade onto the wings. And as you can see straight away, because we've not made the marinade too loose, it's really sticking to the chicken wings, and that's exactly what we wanted. So guys, the next cut of meat that we're going to prepare for a marinade is the chicken breast. Now when I'm doing grilled Piri Piri chicken, I like to leave the chicken breast whole and make small incisions into the top of the chicken breast. And I do this for two reasons. I like to keep the chicken breast whole because when it comes to cooking the chicken breast, it means that the inside is going to stay a lot more moist. But also making these small incisions into the breast, it means the marinade really gets in there and works its magic. So now we're simply going to add the chicken breast with the wings and the marinade into the same bowl and mix it all around. Really want to work that marinade into the chicken to add as much flavour as we possibly can. Now once we're happy that the marinade has worked its way into the chicken, we need to leave it in the fridge for at least 2 hours. So guys, we've just taken our marinated Piri Piri chicken out of the fridge. It's been in the fridge for roughly around 3.5 hours now. So we're going to stick this in a baking tray and get it in the oven. We're going to put it in the oven for roughly 20 minutes, take it out and see how we're getting on. Okay guys, this is our chicken after 10 minutes in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. We're going to go ahead, stick it back in the oven for a further 10 minutes, and then we're going to get it under the grill. Check this out guys, so our Piri Piri chicken's had a further 10 minutes in the oven. It's looking great, so we're just going to stick it back in the oven now for a further 5 minutes under the grill. At this point, if it's a nice summer's day and you're having a barbecue, stick it on the barbecue. But today what we're going to do is put it under the grill in the oven for a further 5 minutes. So we've just got our Piri Piri chicken out of the oven. It's been under the grill for 5 minutes, and this is the result. So now what we're going to do is get into the plating up. So we've taken the chicken from under the grill, plated it up, and this is what we've got, guys. Doesn't it look great? So we've got the peri peri chicken, and I've chosen to serve it with corn on the cob, a pepper salsa, and garlic bread. I'll put the recipe for the pepper salsa in the description. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you very much.